Hello friends, this video on thermodynamics part 20 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos from part 1 to part 19 before going ahead with part 20. Now, based on whatever we studied in this lesson, that is first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics and their applications, let us look at some problems. So here comes the first problem. It asks, what amount of heat must be supplied to 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 kg of nitrogen at room temperature to raise its temperature by 45 degrees Celsius at constant pressure. Molecular mass of nitrogen is given as 28 and universal gas constant is given as 8.3 joule per mole per Kelvin. So the key point here is the constant pressure. So we need to calculate what first you think by definition. What is it? What is this quantity, which is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of an object by unit mass? What is that quantity? That is nothing but specific heat capacity, right? Since here we will talk about moles, so we will use molar specific heat capacity. So first let us note down all those values which are given in the problem. Mass of nitrogen is given as 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 kgs, that is equal to 20 grams, right? Temperature, the change in temperature is given as 45 degrees Celsius, right? Because it says that the temperature should raise by 45 degrees Celsius. So this is the change in temperature. Now at constant pressure, what will be the molar specific heat capacity? Molar specific heat capacity is nothing but Cp, because molar specific heat capacity is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a body per unit mole. So we should also know what is the number of moles here, right? So using the definition for Cp, the mathematical expression of Cp is nothing but 1 by N delta Q by delta T. This is the mathematical definition for Cp, that is molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Now what is this N? This small n is nothing but number of moles. So let us calculate number of moles. Number of moles will be mass of nitrogen divided by the molecular mass. So what is the mass of nitrogen? That is 20 and molecular mass is 28. So this number of moles comes out to be 0.714. Right? Delta Q is the value which we have to find. We have to find out the value of delta Q. Delta T is already given as 45 degrees Celsius. So now we need Cp. What will be the value of Cp? Nitrogen is a diatomic gas. I told you before, in diatomic gas, value of Cp is equal to 7 by 2R. For this derivation, refer to the lesson on kinetic theory of gases, and specifically for this derivation, refer to video number 26. So this is Cp. So you calculate the value of Cp as 7 by 2 into R is 8.3 joule per mole per Kelvin. So this comes out to be 29.05 joule per mole per Kelvin. Okay, so now we have all the three values. We know delta T, we know N, we know Cp. So from this expression, so this was the key expression or the key solution to the problem. So from this expression, we can say that delta Q is equal to N Cp delta T. So N is 0.714, Cp is 29.05 and delta T is 45. So this comes out to be 0.934 kilojoules. So this is the amount of heat which must be supplied to 20 grams of nitrogen to raise its temperature by 45 degrees Celsius. Now let us look at the next problem. The problem says a cylinder with a moving piston contains 3 moles of hydrogen at standard pressure. So here we have 3 moles of hydrogen. The walls of the cylinder are made of a heat insulator and the piston is insulated by having a pile of sand on it. By what factor does the pressure of the gas increase if the gas is compressed to half its original volume? Now, by reading the description of the problem, what do you understand? Which process is it? Absolutely, it is an adiabatic process because the walls of the cylinder are also insulated as well as the piston is insulated. So there is no heat flow which takes place between the system and the surroundings. So here the problem is talking about an adiabatic process, right? Now, what is the initial state of the system? Initial state, let us suppose pressure is P1 and volume is V1. And in final state, let us suppose pressure is P2 and volume is V2. Now, in the question it is given that the gas is compressed to half its volume. That means the final volume is half of the initial volume, right? Now, for an adiabatic process, for an ideal gas, what is the equation? The equation is PV to the power gamma is constant. So we can say that P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V2 to the power gamma. What is gamma? Gamma is nothing but specific heat ratio. So for a diatomic gas, what is the value of gamma? Gamma is equal to 1.4. Therefore, we can say that P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2 to the power gamma. Now, what is V1 by V2? V1 by V2 is nothing but V1 divided by, instead of V2, I can write V1 by 2. So, we can say this is V1 by 2 to the power gamma. So, this V1 will get cancelled. So, the answer is 2 to the power gamma, that is 2 to the power 1.4, which comes out to be 2.64. So, this is the ratio of the final pressure to initial pressure. So, the final pressure will become 2.64 times the initial pressure. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.